what's the fucking hesitation, y'all? This is Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I am your boy, Black Pedro. I'm sending out an APB for my co-host, Comedian Shang. Make sure you follow him at Comedian Shang. If you follow the show, you know this happens, quarterly or so, every couple months. Shang will do something. He grocery shopping. He likes that Whole Foods, man. He'll get up in that produce aisle and just sit there, stare at the heirloom tomatoes for way too long. Weird shit. He's one of those motherfuckers. So APB out on Shang. He should be here in a minute, man. But I am Black Pedro. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Black Pedro. Make sure you follow Shang at Comedian Shang. And then make sure you follow the show on all the platforms at Savage AF Radio, guys. That's me. There you go. At Savage AF Radio. And then make sure you follow the show on Facebook. The Savage AF is the page. Savage AF, that is the page. Get us there. If you're riding around in your brand new GM vehicle, you can catch us on Dash Radio. The app is already built into your Dash. That's probably part of the name right there. Dash is in your Dash. So we're already there. If you're riding around in your Tesla, we're in there too on that Slacker platform. You can catch us. Also, shout out to Comedy Pop-Up and those guys over there for producing us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play every week. So if you miss us live on Tuesdays from 3 to 5, Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy, you can catch us on those other platforms, iTunes, Google Play, all of that stuff, y'all. We thank you guys for listening in. Coming off the weekend, a lot of crazy shit going on. But as you know, we always have, some of the brightest and the best guests come through here. Got a couple for you today. Today's going to be a hot show. So without further ado, and Jay News. I got Jay News on the boards today. We gonna have him in on some segment later on. We're launching a new segment with Jay News, Savage with News. Y'all gonna love that. Hey Jay, make sure I get my little audience volume over here too, man. Because we gotta when we bring it in, we gotta do this for the kids and for the people, right? So this guy, right, in the building now. This is. And I hope you don't mind me saying it, but I would say a living legend in the game. You know what I mean? Like, and we emphasis on the living. You know what I'm saying? Because some people hear legend and they get all, butthurt about it. They're like, I'm not that. But it's like, to me, it's truly a compliment. You know what I mean? Because I think part of the value of comedy or success in comedy beyond money and all the other things is just longevity. Being able to be in it for a while and stick around and fucking still be in the game. You know what I mean? That is part of it. So very, very funny, man. I'm going to let him tell you more about himself, but been in the game for years. What I would definitely call a living legend in the game, the one and only Mr. Tom Rhodes, y'all. Tom Rhodes, give it up.
Wow. Pedro.
See, just
now, that was an introduction.
I'm sorry, man.
You started. I was like looking. I was seeing if someone was going to walk in. I was like, wow, shit. Who's the heavy hitter?
No, man. It's you, man. So my little history, because we haven't worked together in a long time, and I wouldn't even expect you to remember it. But when I first got in with the improvs, like 2004 or so, whatever, they would have me host a lot, and you would be one of those guys that were on a lot of the shows that I would host.
Which improv?
Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Nice,
yeah.
Nice,
so
nice.
I would get to catch you there a lot, and it would be one of those things where
Shang has arrived.
Yeah, see, there he is.
4 minutes late.
That's it. That's all. Hey, that's all it takes.
The traffic was
slow.
slow.
Like the outfielder for the Dodgers who slept with a lady, couldn't make it to the
it's
game
like
on time.
Babe Ruth coming in with
the game starts at 7:05.
Babe Ruth coming in with a hot dog and a beer. Like, oh shit, that's today.
Hey man,
the World Series was today. Well, shit. I didn't know.
Well, listen, the hot dog girl was really hot, and I had to sleep with her one more time before
This just in traffic. Shang says traffic in LA is bad. All right.
No.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah,
we bring you news here.
He was
on
moving
Savage
slow.
AF.
We were both. It was a slow move. I had a slow drive here.
Tom was here on time.
I had some old terrible Lyft driver too.
Wow.
This guy, I was like, I thought there was a big panic to get here at 3. I was about to start smacking this guy.
Yeah.
So welcome Shang to the show first of all.
Hey, what's going on? Wow. Okay. Thanks for the applause. I got you.
It's always great.
You just missed a really great intro of me.
Wow. All right. Anybody else want to rub some more shit in?
No.
We got to. You know that's what we do.
Okay.
We're Savage AF. We're not sincere AF.
Yeah. We're not sincere AF.
We're not
gregarious AF.
Forgiving as fuck.
Forgiving as fuck.
That's not us, man.
Welcome to Forgiving as Fuck. Yo,
you can do anything to us.
That's
and we'll
Black
still love
Pedro. That's Black Pedro giving me shit, and I'm Shang.
And we're comedian Shang.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
so listen, Tom Rhodes is in the building.
Tom
right?
Rhodes, I'm a big fan of his, and I tell him that, and I think sometimes I feel weird to tell him that because when you tell other comics that, they think there's going to be some other word after that, like they're giving you shit.
Los Angeles, you can't trust a compliment,
Right?
But you,
But
I've known you forever.
Right, so I mean,
we've been friends for at least 25 years.
25 years. So I mean, I
Maybe a
thought
little
that
longer.
from the first time I thought that you kind of were on your own path, whereas then I saw a lot of. To be honest, there was a plethora when comedy was really, really big.
College word.
Yeah, plethora. No, what? College word.
I don't think I can play that in Scrabble.
I know, college word.
You win if you do. I know
Plethora.
that.
There was a plethora. There was a gaggle.
It was a virtual cornucopia.
A cornucopia of white male comics that kind of seemed cookie cutter.
Right.
No, it's the truth. There was a point where it was like, oh, that guy's like that guy. And I felt
back then that was all there was.
Yeah,
In
and then
the late '80s, it was all the white guys trying to be Jerry Seinfeld. Suit coat rolled up to the elbow, and the bolo tie.
And then I was like, and I saw you do a set, and I went, well, he's not thinking that. He just did a Doors reference. I mean, like, so that's what made me go, okay, he's actually trying to carve his own path instead of kind of be in that cookie cutter. To me, I just see a bunch of them. I just think they're corny and fuck boys. I just think
Fuck boys.
No, they're just not. They are. They don't even try to go outside the box.
All day.
What
all
were
day.
you saying on stage the other night? The yogurt eaters?
Yogurty.
Fruit at the bottom.
Fruit at the bottom.
Chobani
Yogurty
ass, Dannon motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I just feel like there's a lot of comics that, like, even the fact that you might do a bit about, the Russia bit, the bit you do where you say, is that your seat? And,
if there's a Russian in the audience.
If there's a Russian in the audience,
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't even take that chance. Like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
And you didn't give a fuck.
Well, I like that Black Lives Matter joke that I do. Like sometimes the audience will be like, they'll act weird, like just like they don't, you can tell that.
They're
It makes
tense
some
about it.
audiences uncomfortable,
Right.
and then so if it doesn't go over, I'll go, oh, I didn't realize this was a pro police brutality audience.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were into.
You flip it on them, definitely. No, I like that. That's awesome. So we got a decent intro out for you, but
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Pedro. And so I'm sorry, you were gonna say we met at the Hollywood Improv.
Oh, I was just gonna say you were one of the guys that I would get to see a lot, even like the Louis C.K.'s and stuff like that. That I would just get to see a lot and would admire the work. And it's similar to what Shang was just saying, seeing somebody doing original work, original material,
Nice.
that real stuff that as a younger comic back then, gave me that inspiration to work harder.
He made me want to work
be
in
funny.
Amsterdam, and then I was lucky enough to get a lot of work in Amsterdam, and it opened up a whole new world to me pertaining to. Well, I was already working overseas, but I Amsterdam specifically because everybody thought you're going there for the weed.
No, it's
And
it's the hookers, obviously.
Obviously, come
what
on, the
that
red
is.
light district.
Well, I
was
mean,
the
that's
selling point.
funny, because I lived in Amsterdam for 5 years, and
Yeah.
then
Wow.
I was lucky enough to have my own late night talk show.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I know.
cool.
And so, like, my friends would be like, American friends would be like, you getting hookers? Like, first of all, being on television has its aphrodisiac qualities.
Right.
But yeah, you don't really
But,
need.
the regular women in Holland are spectacular, and
Yeah.
it's like one of the most ethnically diverse countries in
Yeah.
the world. Like you're in Amsterdam and like Rotterdam. My wife, who's divorcing me, she's from Rotterdam, which
Right,
is
yeah.
like
I've done-
the beautiful dark-skinned woman capital of the world.
I've worked
Wow.
Rotterdam.
It's like the most ethnically diverse city in Europe.
Utrecht. I think I'm saying it right. Utrecht, Rotterdam. I did Amsterdam, Utrecht, Rotterdam. Because when my first tour over there, and I did, and then after that,
Utrecht. You
Yeah.
did an art supply store?
No,
Ain't that some shit? That's hilarious.
I didn't know they did that. It's
That
like,
joke is so obvious. That is hilarious. I've never heard anybody say that.
come on,
you
man.
did. Come on, man.
Nobody?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did perform there. I totally got it. But I went,
Architecture school.
It's funny because
Utrecht.
Utrecht is a university city. That's so
yes,
funny.
I did a great show there.
I think the point I was going to make is if you're getting a hooker in Holland, you're really not doing the country right.
Yeah, yeah, you're not giving back.
I mean,
But
there's
no.
regular wonderful women that'll hug you and kiss you all night.
I didn't.
You
I
don't have to
They
leave
just
when
cost
the
a
hour
beer.
is
at,
up.
at the time, I think it was Gilda. I think they were. Was it Gilda?
You're not supposed to-
Gilders.
Gilders.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
like,
the money. No, Gilders are the money that.
I was like, you're not supposed to remember the hooker's name.
No.
Come on.
No, her
Gilda
name,
was
no,
her name.
I didn't have to pay for a hooker. I didn't have to pay for a hooker. I was.
You had a Groupon?
No. Let me tell you something. The coupons over there last all year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
no expiration.
There's no expiration on the hooker coupons. I don't know. But I mean, no, I had a great time over there with regular women that I had met that were teaching me how to speak the language. So
yeah, Holland's great. And you don't realize that the red light district is very popular with American church groups. I swear to God, I lived there
and
for
tourists.
5 years. They
Are they
go
trying to
there
convert?
on these church walking groups to like see
Convert?
like the sin and the women and everything. So you'd be forewarned.
It's not like
you might think you're thousands of miles away from home and you're going to get away with something freaky, and then you come out of one of those windows and there's the Pomona First Baptist Church
looking at you going,
there's no phone in there.
I thought it was a bathroom. I'm sorry.
The Montclair Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes.
Like, are you prepared for the coming of the Lord? You're like, oh, Lord.
God.
Well, welcome, Tom Rhodes. So I was going to give you a chance to tell the people where they can find you, follow you.
Yeah, social media
any
wise.
projects you have coming up. Let the people know what's going on. Tom
Number
Rhodes'
one,
world.
I just came out with a brand new album, and Shang and I were talking
about it.
Shang loved the That's amazing that you can get that many people in this tiny studio.
This is very.
That's how they're patient. and they
Our
just
followers
sit
are
there.
loyal. They're
It's
loyal.
really,
They're
really
very
good.
loyal.
New album.
My
What's it
new
called?
album is called Around the World.
Around
Yes.
the World.
And
Okay.
it was recorded in 25 cities around the world.
Wow.
It starts in Paris, ends in Jerusalem.
Excellent.
And it's all mostly stories and jokes
It's
about
that.
those places.
Yeah.
I've been doing the international circuits for 20 years.
Right.
That's awesome.
I got in with London years ago, and then
Mm-hmm.
that led to gigs around Europe, and then that led to, comedy festivals and gigs, Asia, Australia, everywhere.
Right.
So, so this is basically the product of me doing the international circuits for 20 years. So there's some places like Paris and Amsterdam where I've got stories and jokes that I've developed through the years, and then there were a lot of had the idea for this album 2 years ago. So there were some cities like Berlin and Stockholm and Oslo. Where I had to make it a writing project to write jokes about
That would
those
fit
places.
that, yeah. Right.
Yeah, because I wanted to have a track for my album,
Right.
And
Specifically for the
yeah. So but it's interesting to bone up and learn shit about countries. Like in Germany, this is on the Berlin track that the German Constitution recognizes education as a basic human right. So university education is free for every citizen.
That's awesome.
In Germany, it's not illegal to escape from prison because the German Constitution recognizes every human being's desire to be free. So if you escape from prison in Germany and you get caught, you don't get punished, you don't get extra time, they just put you back in your cage. But, here's the most beautiful thing. Here's the most beautiful thing, though. Not only is prostitution legal in Germany, but the German government funds prostitute visits for disabled people.
Wow.
The German government is worried
Wow.
about the orgasms
Jay
and
News in the background,
self-esteem of disabled people. So keep that in mind. If you're ever in prison in Germany and you try to escape and you fall off a fifth-story building and you're paralyzed for life, don't lose hope.
As long as it works, you'll still
The
get.
German government will find a way to.
Now,
make
you know what?
square.
And as an American citizen, I would actually love for my tax dollars to be going towards some of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Some-
Right now,
some
yeah.
education at least.
yeah, like
You know?
pussy for paraplegics.
Pussy for paraplegics.
Pussy
You know what?
Paraplegics. I'm sorry.
I'm going to talk to Cortez about that, and she's going to put that on the floor.
We need some PFP buttons.
yeah, exactly. Come on, I would.
So there's a lot of really good information on this album. Stories of mine, I almost drowned in Thailand, one time diving with some shitty equipment.
Wow.
I was maced in Paris. And then the end of the album is in Jerusalem. I took my 80-year-old Jesus freak mother to Israel, and I did shows in Jerusalem. So I don't know if heaven exists, but if it does, surely bringing your 80-year-old Jesus freak mother to Jerusalem,
Right.
It's gonna be like having global entry at the airport.
No, that's.
So that was it was awesome. She got to see where Jesus was crucified, and I had some stories because my wife is divorcing me that some funny shit that happened to me there. So,
Right.
You know, I mean, it's it's an epic journey around the globe through jokes and stories.
It sounds like you're letting the world into your world.
But
of
It's awesome,
traveling
and
the world.
the album is 3 hours long.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What
It's
what's
a
your
bad motherfucker.
what's your favorite place to perform? Favorite region or country?
My favorite kind of audiences are multinational and multi-ethnic.
Okay.
So like London, New York, San Francisco, LA sometimes can be that.
Sometimes. No.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
But San Francisco's better. San Francisco.
Hong Kong can be like that. Sydney to a degree, but like you know, like Chicago and certain cities that.
So you're
where
not
it's-
as
where it's kinda
diversity.
like, where it's everybody.
So
in the world.
Killeen to that Texas ain't on your list then. Killeen, Texas, and like
Waco.
Tucker, Texas.
I've never played those places.
Dream on, bro. I have.
But I've done the cities in Texas.
No, I do. I like Austin. I like Austin. Austin is the shit. I think Austin.
That's like the.
Austin's
that's like,
great. I love Dallas, and I tell you what, you don't hear a lot of people say it, but I fucking love Houston.
Houston,
I'm sober now.
Okay.
But oh my God, I had some of the best. You know,
Houston on
Houston,
drugs?
Texas. Houston, Texas has got probably some of the purest cocaine available in the United States of
Watch
America.
out now.
as cocaine goes.
They don't step on it, and I think Houston should use that in like as a tourist campaign. You know, Houston, we don't step on our shit. You know, come on.
Ain't no half stepping.
As cocaine goes, we're tops.
Right. That's,
We don't fuck around.
you know what? One of my favorite Texas town.
What?
And nobody says this. El Paso.
El Paso's a great city.
I had-
What?
I
And you
had-
know, and I was saying for the same reason about Houston is food.
Yeah.
Food in Houston is incredible, and then in El Paso's got incredible
Great food.
I was
great
in El
people.
Paso once for the Mariachi Festival,
Yeah.
which is like the greatest mariachi, players from all over Mexico and the United States converge on this yearly. It was incredible.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, once a year.
I had a.
Well, you've been there a lot of times.
Yeah.
I've been there a lot of times. I used to do the comic strip until Bart Reed didn't like my politics and told me that. And I said, give me my fucking check. What's wrong
Yeah.
with you?
The fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Like the crowd's laughing, they're having a good time, but you're mad because I called Bush a name. Get the fuck out of here. Are you
it happened.
serious? And at the time, Bush deserved the name. So it wasn't like I was pulling it out my ass.
No.
You know, he was
Every time, not just
he
at,
was saying
at
dude, he
time.
was saying a lot of dumb shit during his speeches.
Well, it's funny that a lot of right-wing people, as much as they like to criticize the left for being sensitive, the
Right.
Oh, yeah.
hardcore right-wing people cannot take any kind of
They
joke.
can't take a joke. They're
You know?
they're sensitive. They're little sensitive, soft creatures. Yogurty.
Yogurty.
There's a bug on the wall that freaked me out.
Fruit on the bottom. Oh, that's a cricket on the wall. There you go. We getting crickets, guys?
We got
What the
crickets in the
fuck?
club. All right, that happens. Oh, by the way, did you? Yes, I know I missed the first announcement. Yeah, that's my.
Isn't that a
That's
beautiful
it.
album cover?
That's
Yes,
it. Yeah,
it
no, I
is.
put
It's
that
available
that's
on
my
iTunes
Facebook.
and Amazon.
Tom Rhodes around the world,
3
guys.
hours.
That's
long.
iTunes,
Beautiful.
Amazon, and also if you go
There's
to
like 3 Paris tracks.
25 different cities. Is that
Like
what you
3
said?
London tracks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That's awesome.
Really, this is my masterpiece.
I certainly haven't heard of an album quite like this at all.
Nobody's
I mean,
ever done anything like this.
I mean, okay,
the
so
only Bill Hicks did he didn't do an international, but he did a 3-hour album where he did different cities,
oh,
but it was just
thanks
in
for-
Texas.
thanks for
and then
No, this is
thanks
so
for
much bigger.
Popping my party.
No, first off, no. And if you want to go check out the link, you can go to his website. You can go to Tom Rhodes'
his
website.
almost original album.
TomRhodes.net.
It is original. Nobody's done this. Stop it.
No, nobody's
and also
done
you
it.
can go to Savage AF. I have it posted at the top of the page on Savage AF. So when you go to the fan Facebook page, you can see it. It is posted on there, and the link to buy the album is right there. So make sure you go there, buy the shit, and that's how it goes down, brother.
That's it, y'all.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that in.
Get it on iTunes. If you don't like iTunes, get it on Amazon.
Yeah,
That's right.
Because just click the link. I just bam
And
link.
if you're-
Boom.
Done.
It's like a university education. It's
There you
not
go.
just a comedy album. I mean, there's just like valuable information.
There's
It's a
valuable
global,
information.
a
Like
global
about-
encyclopedia.
Like in Shanghai, I got ripped off in Shanghai. There's this trick that people do, and they're really good at it. And they young Chinese people, and their English is excellent. And they go, "Hey, we make friends with you." I remember when I fell for it. Obama was president. And they go, "Hey, you're American." I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Obama, we love him." Okay, so they fucking right. That's when
They get you.
the hook goes
get
in the
you, yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Come with us. We're tourists. We're from out of town. We're gonna go to this cultural tea exhibition. And I went, no, I got to meet a friend.
I'm about to say, you lost me
I
at
got to meet a
tea.
friend for dinner. I got to meet a friend for dinner. I'm like fucking, you know, I got my city looking for a scam vibe at all time.
Yeah,
Right.
yep,
Never
yep.
trust anybody.
Yep.
And then the guy goes, please come with us. We'll make friends. And then that's where he got me, because it's like that's the reason I travel, to make friends and shit. So
And you kind
I
of
go
like
to
a
this
dick,
thing.
yeah.
It's a chumpy little tea exhibition, and they give you like, you know, the black tea, you'll never get cancer, and the fucking jasmine tea is good for digestion. They whatever until you explain it to you, and then they bring a bill for like $150.
Yeah.
And
What?
Yes, it's a scam. And then they'll put a little ribbon. And I knew I had been cheated fair and square. You know, I mean,
Right.
it was good to realize that
Cheated fair and
$5
square.
cup of coffee at Starbucks is a good
Right.
deal. I
As
always
opposed to
thought that was a ripoff.
$150.
Yeah. So they put a little red tassel on your backpack or on your being, so when you get back out to the pedestrian walking street in Shanghai, the other crooks know that you've already been taken.
So they don't hit you up
so
again.
like that night I went on stage and I told the story, and once I said the words cultural tea exhibition, the whole audience screamed, no! It's like
They
this
knew?
old scam in Shanghai.
Wow.
And it's every guidebook says look out for this thing, but I'm such an experienced traveler, I stopped
said,
reading
"I got
guidebooks.
Yeah.
You could write the book.
I don't need
So-
those warnings. Fuck you and your
Yeah.
warnings.
So I mean, you know, there's some really there's funny shit on there, and there's also very you know, some solid knowledge.
Well, make sure you check it out. Make sure you go to the website.
Around the world.
And also, you can check us out. Go to the Facebook page. Also, it's on the Instagram. Go to our Instagram page. I'll have the album. You'll see the album cover, and the link will be right there. So, yeah, we're taking.
And my Instagram is @_Tom Rhodes.
There you go.
That's what it is. Yo.
And
That's
it'll
what
be
it
on
is.
Savage AF Radio. And you can check, well, mine, you know, Comedian Shang. And,
At Black Pedro.
yeah, for sure.
And make sure you follow at Savage AF Radio. Also, come check us out live. You know, Savage as fuck. It's not just for your ears. It can also get all up in your face live. You
Right,
know what I mean?
live,
So,
for sure.
March 26th, we are going to be in the Oxnard area again. That's Ventura County for all you California people out here. At Levity Live.
Doing a live Savage as Fuck show.
That's right, 8 p.m.,
Yes.
y'all. So make sure you
Nice.
guys hit at Comedian Shang or myself at Black Pedro. Holler at us about ticks for that. Other than that, guys, we're going to get ready to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have some more Tom Rhodes for you. We're going to talk a little bit of this politics. North Carolina's going down. The GOP might rebel against Trump, hopefully.
Nah,
we'll see what's
they're not
happening,
going
y'all.
to.
When we come
They're
back, y'all,
bitches.
with Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy, y'all. We'll be
Yeah.
right back. Hey, y'all, we right back at it. This
Yeah.
is Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents
Dash Comedy.
I am your boy, Black Pedro.
Yo, this is Shang in the building. I got to tell you something. First off, thank you everybody for listening to the show. Thank you for going to our fan page
Yeah.
and making the numbers grow like they're growing.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that shit completely. Completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
You-
actually.
You complete me.
You complete me. But I can't say that to you, dude. I can't really say that to
Nah,
you.
that's why I didn't look you in your eyes when you
Yeah,
said
don't
it.
look me in the eyes while you do that.
Kinda
Man, you getting
kept
kinda-
that downward gaze.
acting real
towards the-
creepy. You're acting real creepy lately, man. After
Hey.
you went to the islands, you've changed, man.
Well, you know, the islands will change you. That breeze.
That breeze, man.
It's a scent that they put in a bottle, island breeze, and you're like, man, it
Man.
don't even matter what island. It just all smells the same.
Where'd you go?
Hey, the Bahamas. I had a show down there recently. Yeah, it's a good trip, man. We love the Bahamas. The Bahamas.
The Bahamas and Nassau.
Yeah, man. It was a good old time.
DJ
Hey,
Naughty.
hey, y'all. We are Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. We have Tom Rhodes in the building, a comedian extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Oh, what happened to my kids? There they go.
Oh, I like the kids best.
I know that.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
that's
it's
great.
Savage as fuck is for
It's
the
for the
kids.
it's
I
for
mean,
the kids.
It's for the future.
It's
you know
not.
what I mean?
It's not like R. Kelly is for the kids because
No,
that's
no.
different.
No.
It's not like apparently Michael Jackson is for the kids.
Yeah. I haven't even gotten to see that yet. But,
Oh my God, dude! Hey, wow.
Something Neverland about
he
Neverland.
is certifiable.
I always had a thing where I
scary.
thought maybe it was going down, but then what's his name? Dick Gregory. Right?
Yeah.
Towards the end of his career, he was like, in his life, he was doing interviews about it, and it'd be one of the many things he would talk about. And there's just something about the way Dick Gregory would talk, where like the interviewer would be like, so Michael OD'd on the thing. He'd be like, "Nigga, I just told you that they set him up for that." It's like, okay, he's like, he didn't touch them kids. So when Dick Gregory said that Michael Jackson didn't touch the kids, I was like, well, maybe he didn't touch the kids.
But now
But they saying that he touched the kids.
he definitely
man.
touched the kids. That's what
I
they're
don't know.
saying. And R. Kelly definitely touched the girls.
Oh, well, we know that. That's not even a debate. For those who want to debate that, fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Mama say, mama say, mama say.
Tom Rhodes.
You can't even sing that now.
Let 'em know.
I'm feeling creepy.
Let them know where they can follow you, Tom Rhodes.
I can't get off on PYT anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Wait, who was getting off on PYT? I don't think
I love PYT.
That was a great song.
Thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Can't say young thing anymore. Can't even say young.
Nah,
Yeah.
you should just, hey, thing.
I need it. Now my women have to have a gray streak in their hair like Storm. I can't even I can't even look at you unless you're older now. But then again, I'm a fucking single man just whoring around right now.
It's all good, man. Whore around.
Unfortunately.
Tom Rhodes, let them know where they can follow you.
Yeah, my Instagram is @_ Tom Rhodes, and my website is tomrhodes.net.
Yep.
Right.
And got a fan page on Facebook.
Hit them up.
The
Twitter,
whole social media
shit.
thing.
I'm everywhere.
And make sure you guys go out.
Help me out.
Go out and cop that album, the new comedy album, Around the World. This
Yes. Go to
and
iTunes.
It's not just a little moniker or whatever. Like the man
It's a
has
masterpiece.
Been around the world,
It is a
city to
masterpiece.
city.
It is. No, you should feel. I told you that we were doing a gig. I said, man, you know how proud you should feel of fucking doing that, man. A lot of people cannot say they did that. Number one, a lot of people don't perform everywhere and have had a career where they could do that. I mean, there's comics we started with that aren't still doing it like we're doing it. I mean, think about it.
That's what I was saying
Yeah,
earlier.
and it's great. There's like there's like hundreds of jokes on this thing. Like I said, there's so many knowledge nuggets and shit that people should know. And then like some of my like best stories, like I was saying about the Almost Drowning in Thailand, on one of the, I think there's 3 Hong Kong tracks. On one of those is, I was talking about the Dalai Lama, because like in China, they think Dalai Lama was a punk. And me personally, a lot of people are, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the Dalai Lama, but anybody who spends that much time with Richard Gere can't be that cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I told this story in Hong Kong about, and then reincarnation is illegal in China.
Well, yeah.
And if you want to be reincarnated, you got to fill out some forms and get a government stamp and shit on it. So I think the Chinese government,
hilarious.
that's their way of saying fuck you to the Dalai Lama, because he believes in reincarnation. So I told this knowledge nugget to set up this story about. It was years ago. Remember, I had a sitcom on NBC in the 90s, and I'll just give you the really quick, the real 4-minute stories on the album, but. I hated Los Angeles. I left here. My sitcom only lasted a year. I had a truckload of money. I had lived in New York City like a dog when I was 20, so I always wanted to live there in style. So I got a rock star apartment in New York City. It was a time in my life where I was lost, and I was angry at humanity and angry at show business. And the Dalai Lama was going to give a speech for free in Central Park on happiness. And nothing in the world was going to make me miss the Dalai Lama speech on happiness. I had the flyer on my refrigerator for 6 months. Right. So the night before the Dalai Lama speech on happiness, I was headlining at Caroline's in New York City.
Love that.
And there was these 2 lesbian Puerto Rican strippers there. And they loved me, and they took me out. And it's a long story, but we ended
It's a long show.
We ended up in my bed, and and I
yes,
and I overslept, and I missed the Dalai Lamas. So I don't think you need the Dalai Lama to make you happy. You need big, brown, beautiful, bulbous ass. Was the point of the
I was about to say you
story.
got you went to
I totally butchered it, but
you went.
It's
to
a great story.
You went to the speech about happy endings instead of just happiness.
Yes,
like you
cut right to the chase.
You got the happy ending.
It's like the Dalai Lama or pussy. Let's see.
There's a lot of zen in both. I'll tell you that right now.
Right? Yeah, I think I would take. I think I'd go with pussy.
Yeah.
And let's not forget our cause. PFP.
Pussy for
paraplegics, guys. Yeah, man.
We're going to be starting a web page for it, and they're going to make sure that we get as many things going on so we can get this platform going in America.
Pussy has got to have the largest following on social media, right? Like,
no, if you put hashtag pussy on anything that you're putting out there, you'll get at least 1,500 more hits.
Yeah, no, that's how that goes.
That love. No, I'm serious. Hashtag pussy, love, sex. There's certain words.
Apple pie.
No, apple pie not as high.
Man,
You'd be surprised.
Shit. I've been hashtagging Voldemort.
That's not getting the following you
not
wanted.
getting a hit.
Hey, well, hopefully, speaking of Voldemort, Trumpty Dumpty.
Yes.
The urine pond.
Yes,
That's
your
what I-
Oh,
that's
my
what I-
gosh.
That's what I call him. He's the urine pond.
Yes.
the urine pond. Yeah, I call him Trumpty Dumpty because he loves to sit on this wall. And so we're getting down to it. These final battle days over this emergency. I'm using air quotes to fund this wall, and we're looking for like 10 or so, maybe a dozen Republicans to just rebel, guys. This is that time, right?
They
Just
are, though.
Vote no against this wall.
Even that CPAC, some of them, that even though he lost his fucking mind in that speech at CPAC, he was just saying the weirdest shit. And there are even Republicans there that said, I don't know if I want to ride with this fucking.
Well, where are these Christian Republicans? Why aren't they standing up? And it's more than about the wall. It's about the Russian. It's not. I wish people would
it's a
stop saying
cover-up.
meddling.
Right.
They didn't meddle. They fucking got up all in our shit. Then they've got old business ties. They need to get into Trump's taxes to see how deep this Russian money fucking source is, and how bad they control this puppet. And then he's rubbing elbows with Kim Il-un, who savagely remember that sent that kid back auto warm beer, as a vegetable.
3 weeks.
And then
of
the
just
Saudi
torture.
prince, they tortured that Khashoggi,
No,
that
and then
journalist.
they cut him up.
And
They
got a motherfucking bone saw out.
Yeah, and he said,
And this is Trump-
he's a good guy.
Trump saying these are good guys.
He's a good guy. He sent me love letters.
Yeah.
So
And Kim and this guy that it's like
Well, he coddled
where
my
are
balls.
it's like the hardcore right. They're getting whatever they want, so they're not all their agendas being pushed, so nobody wants to stand up to this fucking guy. But
and these-
how many Republicans
these tactics though, right, are part of what you're talking about. It's like the smoke screen for all the stuff that's really going on, right? Because what we're really looking at is like a situation where even if Republicans vote for this disapproval to uphold it against the emergency funding,
he's going to veto it.
He's going to veto it, right? And then it'll go back to Congress, and realistically, the Democrats just don't have the votes to overturn that veto. So it'll probably go through anyways, right? But in the meantime, we sit here and kind of, suck this thing up, and we don't realize, how the bankers are getting over, right? How the 1% is getting 1%er, like they're getting.
But you know what though? No,
that's true.
He's not
You know
going
what I
to
mean?
just be able to build a wall because they're going to definitely take it to court, and because of eminent domain, he's not going to be able to just go and take people's land to build a fucking wall that's ineffective. So he won't be able to just build the fucking wall. Trust me, he will have a lot of opposition. So I don't think it's going to go down as easy as it
And I mean, you spend billions of dollars on a wall where, where is our university education? Where's our health care?
Yeah.
All this other shit that could be done with how about opioid treatment just for the ignorant white voting base in the Midwest who are all like whacked out on pills?
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
North.
I love my opiates.
Yeah, the Northeast.
My back hurts, Ziggy.
And guess what? They're getting that shit from Canada, by the way. All that shit's
They're
coming
buying
over
it
from
from Canada.
The wrong fucking border, dickhead. You know what I mean? So like, the epidemic drugs are coming from up north, asshole. So
They're not coming through the border.
Well, and I
They're
don't understand
coming
why
from
two
airplanes.
Christian countries would build a wall between each other. That's the other thing about me that I always find striking is that, Mexico is like very hardcore, fanatically Christian.
Right.
Like you could go to Mexican villages and murals
There's
and
murals and
everything
cross-
is a Virgin
everything.
Mary and Jesus and
well, the way I see it, Christianity is one of the most sort of exclusive or judgmental religions, if you will.
You would say that, you atheist cocksucker.
you goddamn it.
You God hater.
You take your Lord and you shove him right up your. No, listen, man.
You
but
shove the Lord up your bottom
but
where the
listen,
sun don't shine.
They often use the Bible to do the opposite of any Christian-like tenets, right? Like they'll use it to discriminate against gays and immigrants and
You over there
minorities
sucking
and whatever,
God.
you know what I
God
mean?
hates you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's dogma, right?
I'm just gonna be your hate hype man. Hey, fuck you, faggots, and then that's it. I won't do anything else on the show other than
Amen.
goddamn Hispanics taking our jobs that I didn't want to do anyway. Shut up, Lupe. I'm gonna do that, and then the rest of the show I'll sit here.
Hilarious.
That's my new plan. But no, I already knew that he was going to veto it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you saw how many lawsuits, just New York alone, 79. They're not fucking around.
16 different states have sued him over this thing.
They're not. He's gonna have a hard time. And plus, there's other shit coming out. So I don't think.
Plus, there's Cohen.
Michael Cohen went in on him. Cohen was like, yeah, and he touches kids, and he's just said everything bad you could say about him. So I hope that it works. But then the Republicans were like, well, he's a liar, so. I'd rather listen to this
I love when they ask Cohen, like, well, what would you call Donald Trump? And he was like, a liar. And then he was like, well, what does that make you? And he was like, a fool.
And did he say that?
Yeah. And then the dude from Congress was like, well, yeah. All right, cool.
All right,
then. Fuck it then.
All right then.
Moving on. You're a fool.
All right. And the feature film will be. I mean, like, no, that's why I think that, like, if you look at all of the stuff they want to spend money for, that's $5.6 billion. Is it $5.6 billion they want to spend on this fucking wall? And that's just the beginning of it. So imagine all of the shit they could do that could help with people here with that $5.6 billion.
I just read that Kylie Jenner's got $1 billion. Why doesn't she kick in?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt her.
Well,
and call it Kylie's portion of the wall.
Well, why doesn't she? Because the one thing Trump has done is gotten his little tax cut through, so that the billionaires don't have to pay the taxes anymore. You know what I mean? Like they get to keep all.
Kylie got $1 billion.
I read that today.
Bro, she has like the little makeup joints where like the little girls are buying her makeup kits.
Fuck?
Yeah, it's easy for the kids, man. She gets like $100,000 for one tweet, one Instagram thing, just,
Really?
She's like, buy Colgate. And it's just like, ching, Venmo.
What the fuck am I doing with my life?
Oh, man.
I should have sold cocaine. This is bullshit.
It's not too late.
Doesn't Colgate think my 6,000 followers would want to know about it?
They got teeth, too.
I mean, yeah. I got 6,000
My followers got teeth.
I don't know what you're paying Kylie, but,
I know. Come on.
Yeah, you can break me off
20. I'll post a picture of me brushing my
Some
teeth.
gas money or something.
Hey, by the way, Tom, what are you brushing with? Colgate.
Colgate.
Baby.
Cha-ching.
So she makes $100,000 a post.
Some shit like that. Yeah, it's like, some shit I have to work 82 years to make. She does it in a couple of thumb strokes.
Look at Jay News like, yeah, man, I'd brush my asshole with that. Shit.
Brush my asshole.
Brush my asshole with Colgate for that much money. That's a lot of money.
That is
I didn't know she's I know that they said that Oprah is a billionaire.
Oprah should be a billionaire.
Yeah,
she better be.
But I'm saying, Kylie shouldn't be a billionaire.
No.
Oprah makes sense.
She's not even like 40 or
Well, you
30
got,
yet.
but, I mean,
she's in her 20s.
But it's not like
Yes.
it's not like she started from like Bayou backwoods upbringings like Oprah, though. You know what I mean? She had a healthy head
Oprah
start.
had to do the Milwaukee
She had a-
circuit and all this. Oh, man.
Kylie had a healthy head
I mean,
start.
she didn't do the Funny Bone tour.
Yeah.
I mean, we started in the Funny Bones.
She never had to do local access.
I still do the Funny Bones.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Speaking of funny
Bones.
Man,
Good segue. That was
I don't know if
that was a
this
hell of a
is actually,
segue,
I don't
Black
know if it's
Pedro.
actually a segue if it works, but it's funny that North Carolina 9th District still has not settled their election woes. Do we realize this, that there's a congressional seat still unfulfilled from last November's elections?
Yes.
Oh, I totally forgot. Like a week ago, that the guy's son was on there saying he cheated.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything else about it.
This is a race that was between Republican Mark Harris and Democrat Dan McCready. Fraud written all over this thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
So
I went down there and voted 4 times.
yeah.
Like, fuck y'all.
They found absentee ballots that were being withheld and all. So the state itself finally decided to have another election. They got to reelect. They got to do over. Got to go again,
Right.
guys. First one.
So
was
we can't
fucked
do
up.
that with Trump at all.
And this is what we were talking about, though. Like a lot of these, Republican controlled states, a lot of them in the South have been doing a lot of voter suppression activities
For
right?
years.
And this is one of those places in North Carolina where it was called out. It was fought against and exposed. And so, there's going to be another election. They're going to have the primary in May. And if there isn't a runoff, then they'll have the general election in September. If there is a runoff, then they'll push the general to November. But that'll take it like a year out that they've gone without this seat there. But
I don't really give a fuck about them anymore. But there's certain
this is important
states I could give a fuck about.
No, but this is important in terms of
truth.
American
I
politics.
like North
in general.
Carolina, but I mean,
North
didn't they? Didn't that whole bathroom debate start there?
Yeah.
They
they
can't
don't
seem
understand.
to figure shit out.
Yeah. No,
I don't understand how Iowa can dictate the rest of the country. There's 7 people in Iowa. And I've slept with 3 of them.
but they care about America.
I'm just.
It's going
they
to be
were all
called.
in the same
It's
family.
going to be called Shang once those kids grow
Once
up.
those kids grow up, I got a lot of little beige children running around. I'm telling you right now, man, North Carolina is not going to get settled. It's going to be a year. In fact, the new election is going to be running around by the time because they're going to push it back again and again. Because the Republican's he's not conceding for shit.
Oh no. Well, actually, so the Republican Mark Harris has had to drop out. Actually, he's had some health issues. Dan McCready, he's the one who had to he withdrew his concession after all the bullshit. He was like, well, fuck.
Wait
that.
a minute. Wait a minute. What?
Motherfuckers say what? So yeah, they are. So Mark Harris had to drop out though because of health reasons. He's having surgery at the end of March and blah blah blah. So he's out. The Republicans are gonna have to put up new candidates. So they got to go all over again, like a new primary and all that shit. But
is this one going to ride a horse in with like a Confederate flag tattooed on his ass? Yeah, because did you see how crazy some of the people they were putting up, the Republicans were putting up? Absolute nutbags, like Renfield crazy. Like, no, I'm talking about like eating bugs off the floor, just out of their mind. And I personally think it doesn't matter. Trump is the Antichrist. If you ever watched The Omen, and when his hair blows back, yes, there's 3 6s somewhere on this man.
I think it's more like Biff from Back to the Future.
Like that he got the book and
remember
he got
he's a casino owner,
Yeah.
and then he becomes president at the end. It's like, what if Marty McFly didn't go back to the future? What
would have
shit
happened?
would have been
Yeah.
like? This is what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he's out of.
It's upside down.
Trump is a time travel accident, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
somebody
And
somebody
no
left
other-
some future technology in the past.
Somebody left the door open on the DeLorean.
And then if he runs into himself,
Right. They'll explode.
they'll explode.
That's time
They
cop.
can't touch each other.
Two objects cannot occupy
the same.
space.
No, we're getting a little too deep for the listeners are like, what
But
the
this is-
fuck are they talking about now?
Well, if
Terminator,
you-
Sarah, what was her name? Sarah Connor. Back
Sarah Connor.
Straighten shit out.
Are you Sal Connor? Hey, yo, if you're just tuning in, we are Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents
Dash Comedy.
I am Black Pedro.
Yo, this is Shang. Let me tell you something. First off, people, again, I got to thank everybody because, one, with the increase on our Facebook page and the amount of listeners we have, I'm stunned. I am stunned and I am impressed by you as a people. That's a lot of people.
As our people.
As a people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know we had those numbers. So fuck it. I will take it.
And I'm impressed that a small fraction of those people bought my album right now.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that.
And they should.
Around
is-
the world, Tom Rhodes.
Tom Rhodes in the building.
You know what?
y'all.
By the way, Tom Rhodes is on iTunes.
And
Did you know
Amazon.
that?
Yes, it is.
You know what?
I bet you put a link on it.
Here's a link.
Amazon,
if you go
too.
to the site,
You can get it on Amazon as well, right?
Is it? It is on Amazon.
Yes, it is.
See,
That's it.
I didn't know that.
Don't limit yourself.
But make sure you pick up the album because I look and I'm showing and I endorse this message. I'm gonna tell you if you want some of the most interesting, funny, different material instead of the same old, you got to listen to the shit. And that is it. I said it. That's it. I spoke. Bam. Done.
Boom.
Tom Rhodes around the world.
That's all I
yo.
needed. Thanks, Shane.
That was it. You're over the top now. You're good.
You leave your shoes by the door. I'm all shined up by the time
No
you're ready to
bullshit.
go.
No bullshit.
Hilarious.
If you believe me, there's a lot of comics I've done shut like as fucked up as it sound. Everybody was talking all this hot shit about Eliza Schlesinger. I'm gonna keep it real because they were talking like other than she's very attractive and she could definitely get it. No, if you've seen her, she's hot. Have you've seen what she looked like?
She's all right to me.
She's not. Well, she could definitely get penis all day. But the point is,
Yeah.
I did a show with her, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's great, and she's this and that." No, she's okay.
Shane wants to beat her up.
I don't want to beat her up. The fuck? I'm saying Like, I heard all this hype, and then I did a show with her, and then I was like, no, this is not justified. And it's not saying that she shouldn't have her fans and she shouldn't be beating the alley. I don't mean like that.
What?
No, you said like, no, I don't want to beat her up. I'm saying like, no, the shit I'm saying
maybe she was working on some new stuff.
No, that was her killer shit.
Okay.
And it was me and Dove Davinoff. It was Dove, then me, and then her. And then they wanted her to close after Patrice, which was a mistake to me. Remember you,
Patrice O'Neal?
Yes.
What?
That's the first time I worked with her, and everybody had told.
Oh, okay.
And everybody told me,
time.
everyone told me she's so great. So when I say the shit, I say like the stuff I'm saying pertaining to you. You have a history and a track record to show that it justifies it. Whereas there's a lot of people that I've been told, like Amy Schumer. Am I on a woman hating thing? Because Amy Schumer, I thought she was going to be like all like this hot fucking killer ass comic, and I went,
I got to share a flat in Edinburgh with Patrice for a week. Maybe I think it was 10 days. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
He's out of control.
It was
he was out of control.
It was so many years ago, and he hated England, hated Scotland. He thought the money was stupid. He just kept look at their coins. Even their coins are stupid.
Yeah.
He thought everything about that country was stupid.
Yeah.
And then like I had there's this late and live place where like people go and heckle, and like the show starts at midnight and people are really drunk, and all these people like had been heckling me, and I went back to the apartment and talked to him, and he's like, fuck those people, Rhodes. They don't deserve you. Man, he was like such a great guy it was like we were boxers or something, man. It's just like it was such a great guy to spend a week in Scotland.
I did,
and then he was also like cooking up nice Southern food.
So there was two sides.
I enjoyed it.
I know when I did London. I listen. I'm dropping names, but I did not Louis. I did Louis C.K. and David Tell. It was all three of us. And David Tell, who hated London, hated everything about London. I ended up being his bodyguard because people wanted to beat him up after every show. He would just come up on stage. Oh yeah, your women are ugly. Oh, your food is gray and your teeth are fucked up. That was his opening set. Like,
yeah, wow.
And then afterwards, like, Bullock's waiting until he comes outside. We're gonna fucking smash his face. And then I would be like, no, I need them to finish the tour because I need the money. Don't hurt him.
You had to fight the cast.
I had to basically
fight the cast of Lock, Stock, and Smoking.
I know. Listen, right? It was always this guy like,
you like Degs?
Yeah. Shut up! I'm gonna smash his face. I don't know. That sounds more piratey. I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost track, man.
All British people sound like pirates at some point.
At some point,
get a few pints in them, whatever.
Oh, and I because my drive-in, I just want to say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the radio, but I'm going to do it. Fuck my ex. So
fuck your feelings. Fuck
really,
your feelings.
Fuck her.
You just knocked down about 15 people today.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck my ex. And,
trust me, if he had gotten here earlier, we'd be up to 30.
We'd be up to 30.
He's behind his usual pace.
I like. See, you got this on. Now you got this shit on live. Listen, she was a sweetheart. It's just, you know how you hear all this shit about somebody, you think she's gonna be a fucking monster, and she wasn't. So when I had heard about you before I saw you, then I saw you and I was like, oh, that's what they were talking about.
He's a fucking monster.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, sure.
So that's what I mean.
He's like, I'm a bad motherfucker. You right?
No, does that? No, yeah, see, fuck all y'all. If y'all don't know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Some people don't justify the hype. And
and I don't know. Sometimes you
look at you and you just putting this out there. Now watch Eliza Schlesing's or some guy that loves her is going to stab
Eliza.
me.
I've seen her do some good stuff. And then sometimes you could see somebody do a bad night.
Yeah,
you know?
Well,
we all have bad nights.
And it's like, I remember my wife just left me. I'm getting divorced. I remember when my sister died. My father was killed by a drunk driver. Like, there was times I went on stage after that big heavy shit. And like,
you're not quite
I wouldn't have lived up to the hype.
Not quite your jolly self. I mean,
I haven't.
I feel like the whole time I was with my ex-fiance that I just wasn't funny. Like she just
fucking
sucked the funny right out of me.
Just
Just dry, bruh, dry. Hey, before we go to break, guys, this is Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. We do have Tom Rhodes. Tom, I want to give you another chance to just let the people know where they can follow you
and where to buy this. There's this album he got.
Where
I heard
get your
about.
Album.
My website is tomrhodes.net, and it's RHODES.
Yep.
And I'm on Twitter, Instagram @_Tom Rhodes. and my new album, Around the World.
Around the
Tom
World.
Rhodes. It's on iTunes, Amazon.
Yes, and
Get it in,
iTunes.
Make sure
iTunes.
you guys get that in, guys. When we come back, we're gonna have a brand new segment with the homie. If you're into our show, you know, Welcome to Hollywood is our theme song. The homie Jay News, who created that track, is going to be at us with a brand new segment that we're going to have featured here on Savage AF called Savage with News, y'all. Latest in music coming right at y'all. And we also have in the building Miss Lori Douglas, y'all. So that's going to be a hot one for you. Stay tuned, guys.
And we're going to have live animal sex on air.
That's Shang is going to do that part.
I'm going to do that.
Shang,
I'm sorry,
that's-
I'm going to miss it.
That's strictly Shang's
No,
segment.
stay around.
That's
This is the good part.
absolutely just
That's
his
my
segment.
segment.
Hey, guys, we're Savage AF.
Fucking with the